What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So before we get started with today's video, I want to say a big shout out to all the people who supported me in the last video and said everything would be all right, because honestly, guys, I was having a little doubts about this whole vlogging thing, but I know a lot of you guys like it and I'm kind of enjoying it a lot too. So in today's video, we're not actually going to be working on this Mustang right here. As you guys see in the previous video, we got the engine inside there, and we kind of just have the transmission mount chilling right here, which we are gonna have to do some work with, but I need to order some bushings and some more metal. So we're gonna take a little bit of a pause on this car. And honestly, guys, it's always good to take a break. I was actually watching a lot of like motivational videos, and they always tell you, you know what, if you're getting burned out with something, just take a little break from it, step back. Because I noticed in the previous videos, when I didn't have something, I would try to just go out and finish it up and like rush the build a little bit, and then I'd end up messing it up. And that's not really too good because I hate doing that. And usually I would just be doing it just to push the video out, which I do not like doing that kind of stuff. So we're gonna take a little bit of a break on the Mustang. It's in a pretty good spot right now. You know, we got the engine in, all the suspension is on. We can pretty much get some factory Mustang brake pads and rotors and stuff like that, and the suspension will be completely done. So we're gonna take a little bit of a break on this car. We are actually gonna go out here and show you guys what we're gonna be working on today. I wanna start working on this Subaru right here. I know you guys might say, oh, you're starting another project. Nah, well, this project has been here for a very long time, and I need to get this car done because there's a lot of profit to be made in this car. I actually picked this thing up for super cheap. I think it was like the winning bid was like $3,600. And then with fees and everything, it was $4,200 for a 2017 WRX with 40,000 miles, which is pretty freaking cheap. So we're gonna do a little bit of a rundown of all the damage on this car. As you can see, it is just hit right here. Coolest part about this car was the Copart listing did say mechanical damage, and I'm guessing that was because the suspension was a little bit destroyed up here. And you can see pretty close down there, the control arm is actually snapped. And the only way to get it off the trailer was to kind of jimmy rig it back together. But man, the coolest part about it is all the damage is basically focused right here in this spot, and it's not anywhere else. So if we do a little bit of a walk around on the car, passenger side is beautiful. No dents, no damage anywhere. We got good tires on the car. So I think we got a pretty good deal on this thing for $4,200 straight from the auction. Rear end looks good. Usually you won't find a car that's not beat up everywhere, especially these salvage cars. They get beat up in the back, they get beat up everywhere. I did notice there was a little bit of PDR work done on this quarter panel, which kind of sucks. They drilled a hole right there, so shame on you guys for doing that right there. And I think the PDR was right here. You can actually tell right away, but really that's the only body damage on the car. So I think the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and pull this thing inside. I already have most of the parts. As you can see in the back, it is literally full. We got fender liners, undercar shields, brake cables, everything we possibly need to get this car done as fast as possible. And we also have the airbags. Like I said, guys, we've been waiting from the dealership for about a month and a half for parts to come in. We went ahead and ordered the fender, the hood, the front bumper, all from the dealer. I like the thing about Subarus is parts from the dealer are pretty cheap. Like this bumper from the dealer right here is cheap. It's almost like it's a $20 difference between aftermarket and a dealer part, which dealer part is always better because they fit a lot better. So let's go ahead and push this car inside, and I think we will start out with the interior because we need to get the seat belts out, get them shipped out, get those ready to be rebuilt. So let's go ahead and get this thing inside. It is gonna be a little bit harder, you know, pushing cars in by myself, but let me show you guys the technique that I always use. And this thing is a 6-speed, which is really the only reason I picked it up, because if it's an automatic WRX, don't even go near it. Battery is off right now. So basically all we're gonna have to do is just use my foot, and let's see if we can get this thing inside. We are moving. We are moving. Just gotta be careful not to run into the wall back here. And it's driving. And just like that, guys, one-man team, we got it. Let's see if we can get this thing pushed inside. We do have the little undercar shield scraping right there, but that's no worries. All that time in the gym really paid off. So there we have it, guys. The car is inside. Well, Now the car is inside, it kind of wants to leave. So let's go ahead and jump inside the interior and see exactly what we need to do. So I think the first step is gonna be to go ahead and get all these parts out of here. We have a lot of parts from the dealership. So we have one fender liner there. And I think this is the undercar shield. Under shield tray from there. Crazy thing is, every part for the front end of this car was only $1,400 from the dealership, which Subaru parts always seem to amaze me how cheap they are compared to like any other car brand. I'd say Ford has the most expensive dealer parts, which is wild. Get all this out. Check that out. We only use Subaru genuine parts on this beast. So that right there is all the parts that we basically need to rebuild this front end. We also have some more parts outside. Let's go ahead and get them. They're actually in the Danger Ranger. The thing is loaded up fully. And check this out, guys. A subscriber actually reached out to me on Instagram and he was like, yo, I got a grill for your truck. And bam, he sent that thing out to me. So this is a Dodge Ram grill for this truck right here, which is super freaking awesome. I think it was like a $180 grill, which he gave it to me for shipping price. So big shout out to him for sending me that out. And then we have our bumper right here. Also got this thing from the dealership. Let's go ahead and take this inside. So we basically have all the parts needed, necessary to rebuild this car. We also have the frame section, which I'll probably need to put my phone down to get that piece. But let's just set this over here. So we got all the parts unloaded right here, and check it out. It looks like a junkyard with Subaru parts. I also went ahead and picked up this frame piece from my cousin. He actually rebuilt a couple of these Subarus. That's really the reason why I bought this thing, because I've always wanted one. And then I seen this thing pop up, and he had a bunch of Subarus and a parts cart, and I was like, yo, he has all the parts, might as well scoop it up because he'll sell me the parts cheap. So we got all the parts right here, even got a nice used headlight right there. So the first thing I think we're gonna start on this car is I need to get the seat belts out because we're gonna send them out to get them rebuilt by a good company called Safety Restore. We always send our seat belts to them. They always do a good job. And as you can see, the seat belt does not go back in. And usually every time a car gets in an accident, the seatbelts will blow. So let's go ahead and get straight to work and get all the seatbelts out. We also need to go ahead and remove the front module because that needs to get reset when a car gets in an accident. There's crash codes on there. So let's go ahead and just remove everything out of the car. So we are going to start with the passenger side and then we'll work our way to the driver's side. Should be pretty simple. All you have to do is just pop these panels off. So let's take them out. We got both seat belts out faster than it took to crash this car. So let's go ahead and get this driver wheel airbag off and then get it replaced with a new one, which we have right here. Check this bad boy out. Well, it's not brand new, it's brand used. So we're gonna go ahead and swap this airbag out, put it in there. And then we also need to get the module out. I just spoke with my cousin and he said the module is down here. So you actually have to take the radio off. So I think we're gonna do the easy task first, put the new airbag in there, and then we can take the module out. Well guys, unfortunately, the plugs are burned right here, or they're melted. So we are gonna have to get some new plugs. So we can't install the airbag yet, but I think I know a guy who might have some Subaru plugs. So we're gonna take a little break on that and let's go ahead and get the airbag module out. So guys, check it out. We got everything taken apart and we got the module out and we didn't even have to take out the radio. And that's a big thanks to this Milwaukee impact right here. And it has a really long neck, so it was able to get in there and unscrew the module without having to remove the radio, which is super awesome. And while we wait for my friend to come with the airbag plugs for the steering wheel, we are gonna go ahead and replace these roof airbags. I actually have them over here. They're just sitting in a box. And you can probably tell that the driver airbag I kind of just tucked in because I wanted to see if the roof was ripped. And the cool thing about Subarus is most of the time the roof doesn't rip. I know like on BMWs the roof will get ripped and stuff like that, but gladly it didn't get ripped, so we won't have to get a new roof. So let's go ahead and dig into some of these boxes and start installing these roof airbags. So guys, check it out. We got both airbags out and we didn't even have to take the roof entirely out of the car. You can see it kind of looks like a war zone in here though, because the roof is just laying right here. We got all these parts everywhere. But now that we got the roof off, we can go ahead and get the new airbags. And they should be in these boxes over here. I'm not too sure. I bought it a long time ago. And look, I even used half this box for the Mustang when I was doing some cardboard design. Now that is packaged properly. There we go. I think this is the driver side. Let's see what it says. Yep, this is the driver side airbag. And now let's go ahead and grab the passenger airbag, and then we can go ahead and install it. And check that out. I love when the junkyard puts the plug with the airbag, but unfortunately we don't have to use it because the roof airbags, usually the plugs don't melt. I guess it's only the driver airbag where there's two inflators and it kind of just gets really hot. So let's go ahead and install this driver side, and the passenger side is in there. We'll unpackage it and let's get everything back together in here because I do not like the way it looks right now. So guys, we just got done with installing most of the stuff on the roof, and my good friend Bob, he actually just showed up with these airbag plugs, and he does actually have a company called Chef Chuck Auto Parts, and he sells a lot of plugs like this and a lot of other things. So if you guys are looking for where to get some plugs like that, make sure you check him out. I'll drop a link down below in the description. So let's go ahead and finish up this roof. We still need to put on these side pieces right here and right there, and put on this light right here. And then everything on this roof will be complete. So we got the entire roof all back assembled in the car, and everything lined up pretty good. And also all the creases that were in the roof, I think there's a little bit right there, but the only reason it's a little crease is because we do not have the side piece on yet. We're gonna wait until we get the seat belts back to assemble that all final. But man, everything turned out pretty good. Nothing broke or anything like that, especially when the airbags blow. Sometimes clips break and stuff like that, but I guess this Subaru got lucky and nothing else broke. And basically that's everything we can do in the interior. And we also got the airbag installed right here. We put the new plugs on, so big shout out to Bob, and his airbag plugs hooked us up right there. But guys, check it out. The only thing we're gonna need to do is, once the module comes back, we'll go ahead and put all that back together, put the seatbelts in, and the interior will be done on the car. So that we have most of the interior all reassembled inside the car. I think I did mess up one of the scenes of the roof of the time lapse. I kind of forgot to record it, but we got everything in over there. And now what I want to do is we need to go ahead and ship out the seatbelts to Safety Restore. They do an awesome job, and they always ship out same day back. So we're gonna go ahead and ship these out. The post office is pretty close to my dad's shop, and I need to grab the hood from the Subaru. It's actually chilling over there because when they delivered it from Subaru, they just took it straight over there. So we're gonna hop in the Danger Ranger, get the seatbelt shipped out, and then go pick up the hood, and we'll be back over here because we need to start working on the front end of this car. We pretty much have all the parts to get this thing back together. I'm not sure if it's gonna need to go back on the frame. I guess once we dive deeper into this apron area over here, we'll know if we have to put it on the frame or not, because it wasn't too bad of an accident. These aprons kind of crunch pretty easy. So let's go ahead and get the seatbelt shipped out. We'll probably head to my dad's shop and see what they're up to over there. So let's go ahead and get these bad boys shipped out and pick up the new hood for the Subaru. And I think that's all I have over there. It's a bit hard with one hand, but load this stuff into the Danger Ranger. I think it can handle carrying 2 extra seatbelts. Now, but honestly, guys, I like this little truck. This thing has been serving me well for the past couple of days, or what am I saying, couple of days, a couple of months. Put all that in the back. Oh, and I do have to get my seat covers. My seat covers for the Dodge Ram. These are going to come in handy because we are going to be using this truck a lot more after we retire the old Danger Ranger. So let's head over to my dad's shop. So guys, we are heading out to the other shop, and you guys want to see something freaking, it's kind of dumb, but I was actually pulling out of the driveway at our house, and my dad had a big old dump trailer, and look where the mirror is. Just gone. Literally ripped it off. I didn't even mean to do it, but you know what, it happens, and I think it's time to retire this thing. And I'm also going to go ahead and check out the bedside for the Dodge Ram, because that thing is just chilling over there, and my dad wants it out of there. He said he's trying to clean up the shop, and he's trying to charge me rent on a bedside that's just sitting there. So I guess we'll catch you guys there. The little Danger Ranger that could. But guys, check out that full tank of gas. It only costed me about $6 million. We just made it to my dad's shop, and here's the part that I'm actually looking for. It is my hood for the Subaru OEM. I waited like 2 months for it, or it was like a month and a half for it. Check it out. Hopefully it's not damaged or anything like that. But let's go ahead and see what these boys are up to over here. I can see Vlad's over here just washing his Honda. Just got this thing all rebuilt and stuff. That's right. 23rd garage. 23rd garage hooked it up for him. But let's go ahead and see what the boys are doing over here. I can hear some hammering. Let's go check it out. And you guys probably seen on Motorhead's channel, I actually helped them replace this quarter panel right here on this Lincoln. Turned out pretty cool. But let's go ahead and see what all this ruckus is going on over here. Yo, what are y'all doing? Yo, will you look at this? These boys, we got Fury over here.
What's up, bro?
What's going on? Oh my goodness, my boy's replacing the entire quarter panel on a minivan. That's crazy.
Yeah, we got bamboo, dude.
Oh, Dad making you do this?
Yeah.
Nah, typical. My dad will always grab a freaking destroyed job and then make us do it, which is, it's pretty funny. But he's almost, what do you got? You're just removing this and then you're gonna put the new piece on?
Yeah. Trying to get this piece off. I've got a few.
Yeah, because that apron piece is a little bit dented up and it might need to go on the frame. When do you think?
I don't know what I'm hung up on. Everything's chopped.
It's probably something up there. You know how these Fords are. They got all kinds of stuff and gimmicks in there. But dang, check that out. And you got the green panel bond right there. Yeah, this is the best way. Dad was thinking, oh, you probably wouldn't have to replace the inner skin.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we got Nate right here. What's going on?
What's going on?
Little Nate. Oh, I'm just seeing what you guys are doing over here.
Give me a pry bar. I need a pry bar.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have brought the belt sander.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I didn't know because I'm just coming to, I got to ship off some airbags, so, or some seat belts. But yeah, guys, they're busy on the frame, so we're going to let them get to work on that because we probably will need the frame machine here probably today or tomorrow because we got to get that thing, got to get that Subaru done as fast as possible. But yeah, guys, that's a little update what's going on at the shop. You know, they got some cool projects here and there. I think my brother's getting his E30 almost done. Check this thing out. He got a freaking Honda S2000 engine in a E30. And guys, don't ask about my E30. That thing went back to Germany to be rebuilt into a new Volkswagen Jetta. But dang, that is crazy, dude. And it fits so perfectly in there. Cool, F20 and a E30. My boy got the roll cage in there. And then he got just a spare engine just chilling right there. Another S2000. Dang, I kind of missed this place. Might have to come back here more often. But yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and go get those seatbelts shipped out. And then we'll catch you guys back at my shop once we load up the hood. And then we'll be back over there. Check it out. We got the hood loaded up. And we definitely need to get that Dodge Ram finished faster. Because this right here, this bed is literally so freaking tiny. And it's made to carry golf carts around. So I'll catch you guys back at the other shop. So we just made it back to the shop, and thankfully the hood did not fly out the back. But now what we're gonna do is go ahead and start working on the front end of the Subaru. Now that we have most of the stuff in the back, or the stuff inside is all good to go. And hopefully those seatbelts come back pretty quick so we can get the interior of this car all put back together. Now what I wanna do is basically just start tearing down this front end. There's really not much to do. We actually had to cut some of this stuff off just to get it off the trailer. So what I'm gonna do right now is probably get a jack stand, jack the front of the car up because I wanna switch out this suspension with the new suspension that I have right here. I have a new control arm, a new shock, and a new spindle. And usually, most of the time, especially if a car gets hit right here in the side, you wanna just go ahead and replace everything. What I'm surprised is how the axle is still good. Maybe I'll end up replacing it later, but you can also see where I welded the tire rod on just so we could move the car. So what I'm gonna do right now is jack the car up and probably start removing the suspension and putting the new stuff on. So I went ahead and got the entire suspension on the car, and man, let me tell you, it did not want to go on there. I think I might have to replace the subframe. I did manage to get both controller mounting points perfectly on there, but I guess we'll have to see once we take the car to alignment. We got the new shock on there. The only thing we didn't have is this inner tie rod, which I went ahead and ordered it, so it should be here tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow in the morning we can put that tie rod on and basically get this thing ready to go to the frame shop. I was looking over it just a little bit, and it does need to go to the shop because there is a little bit of damage right here. You can probably see this right here is not supposed to be a gap. If we go to this other side, you can tell that it's supposed to just be perfectly flush. And what that means is the shock tower did move in just a little bit. I don't think it's that much because the wheel looks like it's leaning just a little bit back. So what we're gonna do tomorrow is go ahead and get that inner tire rod on, put a spare tire on it, and then transfer it over to the other shop. And then me and my brother Yuri will probably just go ahead and knock out this frame job. Shouldn't be too hard, just basically grab it right here, pull it out a little bit, and then it'll be ready to assemble, and then we could probably maybe even get it painted. So guys, it's the next day here at the shop, and we actually stopped by O'Reilly's and we picked up the new tire rod, and it is right here. This thing was pretty cheap, it was like 50 bucks. I did have to wait a whole day because I guess they shipped it from a different O'Reilly's. But now that we have the inner tie rod, we can go ahead and install it. And this car will be pretty much ready to drive a little bit because we do need to take this thing to the other shop to get our apron replaced so we can get the fenders on and basically give it a paint job. And that's pretty much everything to this car. I mean, I've only been working on it for one day. We got all the airbags replaced, the suspension replaced. And the last thing to do is now just replace this inner tie rod, and this thing is good to go. So I went ahead and installed that inner tie rod, and now we got the car sitting finally on its wheel, and everything is good to go. And we are going to be taking it to the frame shop in the next episode, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, the Subaru is coming along quick. I'm trying to get it done in like 3 days. So hopefully at the end of this week, this car will be completely rebuilt back to OEM standards, which I'm having a little bit of fun with it. It's a little cheap rebuild that I just picked up, you know, and it's always good to make a little bit of extra money on the side, especially whenever there's endless opportunities like these cars right here. But if you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, drop a follow on Instagram at VTune. And also, guys, I still want to know what y'all's thoughts are on the vlogging situation here. I'm enjoying it a lot, and thanks for watching.